It's time again for our StudentCam. This is our annual competition. It's a video competition for middle and high school students. This year's competition, we asked students to send a message to President Obama and what the students saw as the most urgent issue for the president to address. Here's one of our second prize winners, and we also interviewed the second prize winner.
Dear Mr. President, my name is Chad Klitzman. My partner and I, Dustin Slade, have flown up to New York City to see how the recent economic bailout package has impacted Wall Street and the citizens of the United States. And I think there are a few things that you should see.
Just take us back and explain to the American people, how did we get here?
Okay. I would say, first of all, we have excesses, and excesses that have built up for a long period of time, number one. Number two, we have an archaic financial regulatory structure that came in place a long time ago after the Depression. It really needs to be rebuilt. And then there are certain things like, for instance, Fannie and Freddie. The roots of that, what we're doing is really living up to our responsibilities, which were rooted in congressional charters that go back decades and then have been perpetuated by Washington. But again, what we're focused on right now, I think, is the future, and the future is stability, orderliness in our financial markets and working through this period, and that's what we're doing.
Today we're joined by Chad Klitzman, a second prize winner from Weston, Florida. Good morning, Chad, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Tell us about the title of your documentary.
Well, we titled our documentary Bailout or Failout. It was named by my partner Dustin Slade, and we wanted something catchy and at the same time that would address the issue. And the government had two options: bail out the companies or let them fail, and that's why we chose the title.
You did some ground research for this documentary. Where'd you go?
We basically did some on-hand research. We flew up to New York City to do our documentary, and while in New York City we interviewed bankers, we interviewed people at these corporations, we interviewed stockbrokers, and that's where we did all of our research.
Who is Jeffrey Raymond?
Jeffrey Raymond is a professional painter, and we saw him on the street, actually. He was on Good Morning America, Oprah, The Today Show, and what he does, he makes controversial Wall Street guys, or paintings of them, rather, and he lets people annotate his paintings with magic markers, and he lets them write whatever they want on those paintings, and then he sells them for about $20,000, and this had a huge impact on Wall Street. People were lined up across the block just so that they could annotate on the day we were there a picture of Alan Greenspan and express their true feelings about how they felt about the whole economic crisis and the person themselves.
What were some of the reactions to that painting of Alan Greenspan?
Well, I have to tell you, some of them were extreme anger. I didn't see one person who was happy with him, especially after his testimony to Congress, which was the day before. This was back in October. Overall, I would say everything on the painting was a little derogatory, pretty mean.
And what did you learn from the president and chairman of American National Bank?
We basically learned how the banking system works, why the bailouts occurred. Overall, he taught us that the banking system had choices. It probably could have been prevented, where we wouldn't have had to bail out these companies, but overall it happened. And he basically explained the course of action the government took to get us to this point.
Tell us about the rally that you filmed while in New York.
We went to the Bail Out the People movement rally. Basically, it's a bunch of people who get together. It's a United States organization. We just happened to run across the New York chapter. And what happened was, there were these people, they were rallying that they didn't want money going to the bankers, they wanted money going to the people. They advocated things such as getting jobs, free housing, debt cancellation, and overall what they wanted was freedom for the people. They wanted the government to be funding the people and not the bankers on Wall Street.
You state that you found a lot of anger and a lot of hope as a result of the bailout. Where did you find the most anger?
In terms of the most amount of anger, I would say we found it pretty much everywhere. You could go anywhere on Wall Street. That day, the Dow had dropped about 1,000 points. Everyone was angry. Wall Street bankers were angry, investors were angry, and the people of America were angry. Overall, it wasn't too hard to find.
And where did you find the most hope?
In terms of hope, I would say that the economic situation back in October wasn't as bad as it is now. I would say in terms of October, we found some hope in people, hoping that it would get better. But in terms of now, in terms of hope, I would say we're just looking to President Obama to get this situation fixed.
Congratulations again, Chad, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
You can watch Chad Klitzman's video or other StudentCam 2009 winning videos at www.studentcam.org.